I grew up all over the world. I moved around my entire life because my father was a diplomat. So I was born in Argentina, and variety of places: Honduras, Venezuela, Jamaica, Germany, Greece, all over the place. And but about 10 years ago, I landed in New York, and this is my home.
I'm from London, England. Moved here about 15 years ago. So there you go.
I've always been comfortable naked, and I think it occurred to me that whereas I know that I'm not alone, like I know that I'm not the only person in the world that's comfortable naked. I know that there are such a variety of different comfort levels, and a lot of people do not feel comfortable naked, or they do, but only with their their bottoms or their tops or whatever, and so that whole the whole variety of comfort levels really interested me. So I just started writing about it, and then Angela came along and made sure that it wasn't just,
it came from here and not here.
She just made sure that I kept my clothes on for most of the show, so that I said something rather than just showed just frolicked around. No, but that's funny that you say that. I do feel like when performing, I more often feel comfortable. Like telling a personal story on stage, I feel is more difficult for me with my clothes on. Like you saw the show, like the last part of the show, that whole bit I feel is possible for me to do because my clothes are off. There was one girl that was like, I want to organize a trip of women, and we're all just going to show up in our bras, and we're going to be so supportive watching the show in our bras. And I think that would be a distraction from what's actually going on. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, in the theater. Like, if you want to support me by wearing your bra and talking about naked people, then go ahead. But coming to the show, you just watch the show.
Yeah, I think there's something about seeing the show as the observer, almost as the judgmental, critical observer, and it puts you more in that position if you're fully clothed. And it sort of makes people feel uncomfortable because they're almost subjected to see somebody perform in the way that Julia does. And by not being a part of that, by being isolated from it, it kind of puts them in a different headspace. Right. And I think that everyone was we're all naked and happy. Julia is addressing something very specific about the norm around nakedness, not her specific relationship to it.
Yeah. Because the norm is discomfort and shame and don't...
Taboo.
No. Yeah, that it's taboo, and it's like, don't show that much. And also, there's an interactive quality to the show that, like, I don't ignore the audience at all. Like, you will participate with your clothes on. Like, there is a part of it where I do draw you out. Even though you have your clothes on, you are a part of the experience regardless. I don't know. I should write it all out, publish it, and see whether or not there are any takers.
That's actually an interesting idea, because I think there is a double standard between men and women, and I think, especially in comedy, I think women are scorned at a lot for being sexual or being naked in any kind of way. You know what I mean? And I think there isn't that standard with men, but with the way that you've written it, it would be interesting to see a guy do it, because I think that there are elements in the show that a man can relate to.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah, definitely. Sure. I mean, men get shit for their body images all the time, just like women. And I don't know. We've had a lot of the gay community come and see the show, and and I do know one specific person. Like, we filmed a promo, and there was one guy who said that it was the first naked woman that he's ever seen live, and so I'm happy to have given that to him.
Yeah. I also don't know how many times you ever see a naked woman live on stage. You see them all over television, all over films, not necessarily comedically, but dramatically. But on stage, it's very rare.
Yeah. I mean, unless they're being sexual or having or there's some sort of sex scene. But I'm sure you notice, like, from seeing the show, that the more naked I get in the show, the less sexual the sketches become. And that's just, I mean, that was all Angela, like, structuring the pieces, how that all worked. The more emotionally naked I got, the more physically naked I also became, which was, that's all. I wrote it, but she put that stuff together.